And hello fellow Taker, Space Bandit here with another episode of World of Tanks, and today we're gonna be taking out Tier 9 British medium tank Centurion 7-1, or is it Centurion 9? Lately I've noticed it's been called Centurion 9 as of the last update, so I'm not sure what it is really anymore. Anyway, let's go back to Centurion 9 or Centurion 7-1, whichever way you want to call it. And we're going to look at my setup on this tank and see what the commander skills I have on it. So as you notice, Born Leader, Rapid Loading, Sixth Sense, Camouflage Expertise, Muffled Shot, Green Thumb, Situational Awareness, Snapshot, Run and Gun. So the tank is mostly optimized for camo, as you notice, with some view range. The gun on it is already pretty decent, so you don't really have to do much on the gun side. Let's take a look at my equipment. And for the equipment, I'm running Optics, Advanced Loader, and Gun Stabilizer, which again helps with the view range and a little bit of gun handling. Let's look at my ammo loadout. Normally on Centurion, I do not run any standard HESH rounds. I usually run premium HESH rounds because they have nice penetration of 210 millimeters. So yeah, these are the rounds that you want, especially at 480 alpha, right? These are really nice shells if you can penetrate sides of the tanks or light tanks, for instance. And we'll show you how to utilize those rounds later on in my games. So yeah, we're gonna put in 25, I guess. Yeah, 25 HESH, premium HESH, 47 APCR rounds, and that should pretty much do it. Oh yeah, space. Change that gold to silver. You don't want to waste any gold. Okay, so I think our tank is ready to go. As you can see, we have vision range of 478 meters, concealment of 353, which is not the greatest, but you know, it works, especially when you need it to work. Just make sure you keep that distance. And we're gonna jump into a couple of games in this tank. First game will be on Fisherman's Bay, and we'll show you quite a nice position on this map actually when fighting out of the south side. So on Fish Bay, if you start on the south side, the best position to get some early damage is F6. So that's exactly where we're going to get ourselves into. And from there, you should be able to spot the tanks that are coming into town and provide some crossfire. Usually the other side of the map is better for this, but it also works on this side, except I don't think I get myself in a proper position early in game. And I'll point that out in a split second. But that's what we're going to do. We're going to go forward in front of that house, that building that's just in front of us right there. Now be mindful, when you're here in this position, you're probably going to get spotted first, right? So if you're going to get spotted first, you're going to be targeted by artillery. Especially look at the tank list. There are 2 RDs on the opposing team, so you know they'll be targeting me once I get spotted. And already has shots into this position easy, so be mindful of that. Now here, where I am here, I'm a little bit too far away from the building. You gotta come closer, because you'll be able to spot in between those 2 buildings on the right. So that bush, and a little bit closer, a little bit closer, a little bit. See, I didn't come up close enough because I would have had shots through there, and because I didn't get there, I didn't get early shots of damage, unfortunately. But I did spot these guys, so I know they're coming this way. We're going to put a shell into this guy. Now I'm waiting for RD shell to come in. I was ready for it. So RD shell will come in. I'm targeted right now, as you can see. So I'm checking it out. There's T30 in the middle. Last thing I want to do is get hit by that guy, right? So we're going to back off. We're going to try to lose our Sixth Sense. And that's what you got to do. Early in the game, RD's going to be paying attention to you. Try to keep him guessing, right? And that's what we're doing over here. Anyway, as you notice here, these guys push really hard. And once they push to our side of the map, into location F8, you'll have us shots into these guys. And that's exactly what's happening here. I have easy us shots into these guys. But again, I gotta move around because I know that RD is gonna be paying attention to me, right? So I'm trying to change positions as much as I can. Move around again. Drop back, gonna move forward again. But RD hasn't fired at me yet, so I was kind of overconfident here. I thought it wasn't going to hit me, but in a split second, shells are going to start flying in, which is going to be a problem. And to be honest, guys, here I could have been using HESH rounds. There it is. RD just hit me pretty hard, and the second RD barely misses me. Lost half of my HP right there. So yeah, you will be targeted in this position, but this position is great to get damage. And don't let Artie scare you, boys and girls. Just keep on firing that gun. So I could have switched here to my HESH rounds, but, you know, I don't know, like sometimes you hit a track, you don't get full penetration on a HESH. So I wanted to make sure I penetrate those shots. That's why I kept my APCR rounds loaded. Now this Scourge shows up here. We're going to try to track him right there. We put him in place. He's totally overexposing, right? If you're where he is, any TD that's sitting at J2 will be able to just demolish them, right? So, like, you see the T30 and there's a King Dragon on the left-hand side. They're not poking behind the building because they're scared of that TD that's sitting in J2. And normally, that's what happens. If I didn't have any support at this point in time over here, I would probably drop and run off. But because I do have that TD over there, and plus there's a TD also at G3, I'm not really scared to be here, because if they overexpose, I mean the enemy, if they overexpose, they're going to have to be facing those TDs before they face me, right? Because I'm kind of in a dip on the lower ground right here. Anyway, that guy gets taken out in town, so now we can change our attention to that King Dragon. Over here, we're going to try to track him. Right there, we track him, but he repairs, uses his repair kit, unfortunately, and he backs off. And yeah, pretty much the game is over, guys. I mean, this is it. The enemy pushed hard. They lost all of their tanks because of the crossfire, and pretty much we won the game just by being in this position. We're going to try to focus this guy now. Unfortunately, that shell goes a little bit high, so we're going to try to change position and hit him, get some extra damage here, put a shell into his ass, and he should be taken out in a split moment here. There, he gets taken out. So now it's just this King Dragon. We're going to try to put some shells into him, but he gets taken out by Artie. Unfortunately, we don't get any damage out of that. And at this point, we decided not to push this T30. I'm like, you know what, my friendlies will take care of him, and they do. So we're going to try to get this light tank. So that's what we're going to focus, and then go after Artie. So here I probably already should have switched to HESH, but I did not. That's my mistake. But we're going to do it in a split second. There we go. So we spot this guy right there. We should be able to put a shell into him. Yes, we do. We're rolling kind of low, to be honest. Yeah, but hey, regardless, game is over. Anyway, decent game, and Centurion 7-1. We managed to put up, what, 4.8k damage, 1200 assisted, which brings the combined total to about 6k combined. You know, nothing earth-shattering in this thing, but pretty nice damage. Nevertheless, because we were in a good position, and we engaged the opposition early, and we are in the middle of the fight, to be honest. I mean, we had opposition on our left-hand side, we had opposition in front of us. There was Artie shooting at us from the corner of the map, as usual. So, anyway, we finished on top of the team, even though we had 0 kills, but that damage, plus we were in the middle of the fight, right? So, let's take a look at the credits. Take a look at that. With Centurion 7-1, we made 47,000 credits, even though we didn't have premium, although we weren't really running premium consumables, except for food, I think. We finished with Class 1 Mastery, Confederate Medal, Sniper Medal, High Caliber. Yeah, pretty nice and decent game for this tank, to be honest. We finished on top of the team with 1513 base XP. And this game, yeah, it's on my family account. Unfortunately, I don't have this tank on my Spacing account. Alright, let's skip to the second game of the day. And as you can see, this tank in this game is called Centurion 9. So they did change the name of this tank. I don't know how and when that happened, but it must have been during one of the updates. One of the latest updates anyway. So in this matchup, we are bottom tier. This is a tier 10 game. But there is no Artie in play, which is absolutely fantastic, because on the open map like this, oh my goodness, yeah, it'll be a feast for Artie, that's for sure. So what we're gonna do early in this game is we're gonna actually wait and see the distribution of our team, because I'm a bottom tier and I'm gonna play this game as a support tank. I don't really want to push forward. I don't want to be the first one to the fight. I want to see where my team goes, and I prefer fighting up north, to be honest, in a medium tank on this map, especially when I'm drone on this side of the map. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna follow our team. And as you notice, the distribution of our team is pretty nice. And in this game, we're going to utilize our HESH shell to the best of this tank's abilities. And you'll see what you can do when you use HESH. Even at tier 10, it's still a viable option. So I notice most of my team is pushing up north, but no one's really covering this position here where I'm going, position D7. Or, yeah, D7 right here. This position is quite important because over here you can actually spot whoever's coming to the north side of the map. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to poke my head over here, see if I can spot anything. We spot this Type 61. We're going to try to lead that shot. Unfortunately, that doesn't come off. But we spotted FV215B at the same time coming this way. Let's see what else we can spot. We're going to poke our head. Can't spot anything else at this point. So usually this position is good when these guys try to cross to behind that rock in front of us on our right hand side. So we're going to pre-aim there. And we're going to wait. There we go. Type 61 shows up. He's actually coming directly for us, which is quite surprising. We really wanted to focus that 215B, but he puts a shell into us. Unfortunately, this guy's coming after us, so we're going to have to engage him 1v1 and take him out of the game. Now, I'm not scared of Type 61. He's got the same rate of fire as I do, pretty much. He's got 0 armor. Plus, the position where he's in, guys, don't ever do that because he's in the crossfire. Our players that are at A8 will have side shots into this guy, but no one was really paying attention to him, so I took him out of the game right there. Took 2 shots of damage in the process, but at this point I wanted to drop into a different position because I'm the only one here. Last thing I want to do is get focused. And then I discovered this spot here. I never play out of this position, so I didn't know this position has changed. It actually has some nice rock cover over here right now. So if there's no RD in play, you can definitely use this position. It's quite viable. As you noticed, we switched to our HESH shells earlier when we just completely demolished that Type 61. And we're gonna continue using those. It's just incredible rounds, man, with that penetration, especially if you're shooting very soft targets. And now we're gonna engage this Maushan, and we're gonna put those HESH shells into his cupola. And that way we get more damage per shot, right? Strange thing about Maushan is sometimes I try to hit this cupola with APCR rounds and I'm not able to pen, yet I'm able to pen with my HESH rounds pretty much every time. Take a look at that. Quite nice pens. And we should be able to take him out of the game over here. Now, we didn't lead this shot well. He backed off, unfortunately. HESH rounds are slow, so you're going to have to make sure you lead those shells pretty well. Much better than APCR rounds, that's for sure. Should lead it well here. Yes, we take him out of the game just like that. And now we're going to drop off. Now, we had so many friendlies with us on this side of the map up north. I think there are at least 5 of them there and only 2 left right now. So the opposition is putting up a good fight on top. There's T110E4 up there. There's FV215B. E4 is still full health. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to flank him right now. We know that Maushan's dead and there was nobody else coming from behind. I'm hoping that there are no TDs sitting at D2, because if there are, they should be able to put shells into me. But we're going to try to play it safe. We're going to try to come closer to that rock on our right hand side. We're going to poke our head from over here. And we're going to try to put a shell into this FV215B. Now, I should have probably had my HESH loaded here, because I would have killed them probably at this point. Unfortunately, it wasn't the smartest play on my part. And here, another play that's not very smart. I try to finish off this 215B instead of going after the E4. And I took a bad shot. That was a bad shot, to be honest. But we're going to come up now, and we're going to take him out. Doesn't matter if we take a hit or not. We do take him out of the game. Now, this E4 is going to try to charge us, I think. Is he going to do it? Is he going to do it? He decided not to. So we're going to back off. We're going to change direction. Just like that. Just to make him think that we're going to come from this side of the map. And here we're going to change our direction, and we're going to come back the other way. And that works more often than not, guys. It does, because people do, especially good players that look at their map, they'll see that my tank icon is moving in that direction, so they automatically think that, oh, these guys are going to try to flank me, or he's going to try to flank me. But then you turn around and come the other way. So yeah, we're going to drop on him, and we're going to switch to HESH shell. We learned our lesson, and we should be able to see his back here, or his side. There we go. Just make sure don't shoot in the tracks. And we low roll. Like crazy. 400. We can take a hit from him over here. It's not a problem, but we're going to try to still hide behind this dead wreck of a tank. Unfortunately, we're not fast enough to do that. And now we should be able just to juice him because he won't be able to turn his turret. And he decided to go forward for whatever reason instead of turning around. But I understand why. He didn't want to be facing all those guns in front of him. So he just chose to die to me. And that's cool with me. So we put some shells into him and we take him out of the game. Anyway, let's take a look at the post-game stats and see how we did. So we finished on top of the team. We had 4 kills this time around. We had almost 4.8k damage, even though we didn't fire that many shells. It was all those HESH shells that we were firing. So quite nice game again for this tank. We finished with Mastery Ace Tanker, Kamikaze Medal for ramming the E4 at the end. Yeah. Tier 10 battle, quite nice for this tank. Again, nothing spectacular and crazy, but really good. We finished on top of the team with 1808 base XP in a Centurion 9. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Chisel video will be next. That's it for now. Until next time, happy tanking, Space Bandit, checking out.